Hey, here we are again on the road. Rainy season here in Spain, so you're getting a lot of rainy shots as I travel here and there throughout Madrid. I am still in Alcala, but I am on the other side of Alcala. I just took the bus here. Luckily, it's just one bus to this location, and where I'm heading is to Intercombios. Intercombios is something I do seasonally. I typically do it in the fall and in the spring. It is volunteer and it is optional. Um, but it is Intercombios basically means like um, conversation exchange. Simply what that means.
I don't like it. I don't like go to the gym. I like only dance.
Mm-hmm.
Now go to the Pilates with Martin.
Oh, I love Pilates. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Martin Spain.
Mm-hmm.
One place that has this Martin, but everybody.
And that's what I do. So I go to this little cafe. It's called Brilla. It is owned by missionaries, and it is basically a little cafe where people can come. Around 5 to 7 is where Spain has merienda, so there'll be a lot of people eating in the little cafe and having like a little tostas y café con leche. So that's like little toast with little coffee and milk. And this is the little cafe behind me. It's a little cute, quaint place. Reminds me a lot of like Starbucks and um, their little home cafes. So I love their food and their coffees. They have seasonal coffees, which is really nice. But what is intercambio? So this communication exchange is when we sit together and basically talk about life stuff with Spanish speakers who want to learn English. So they come, it's normally about 6 or 7 in our group, um, no more than 12. And we'll sit at tables and we'll chat and basically get to know each other, um, ask each other about live stuff, culture stuff. Pretty much we ask, like, get 5 questions at our table every Thursday, and we'll ask them questions and they answer us back in English, and we correct them or tell them the correct English word. One of the reasons why I love it is because it gives me the opportunity to learn Spanish. So when someone's struggling with the English word, they'll say it in Spanish. I have to look it up if I don't already know it and tell them what the translation is. So it's also language learning for me. And it also gives me the opportunity to talk with people who aren't necessarily following a faith, and give them the opportunity to talk to them about my faith and what I believe and why I'm here and what a missionary means and um, what faith means, what belief means. Um, because as I've said in my previous videos, Spain was under a dictatorship for so long, and it's only been 40 years since they've been out of it. So understanding what religion means to them is completely different than what religion means to us in the US. So I have been learning a lot, receiving a lot, and understanding the differences in culture and how rich and valuable that is. I made a video about how important it is to travel and understand culture and get to know locals, because you find out so much more than you were taught in schools or that the people who are around you who don't travel know. And TV is very limited on what it shows you. Um, like, the people in Spain are a lot different than I expected. And one of the things that I've noticed just in the ride here on the bus, they're just like so chill. Like, the bus driver got cut off so many times and he was so chill about it. He was like, okay. Like, in the States, people will be cussing them out. But he's like, everyone's just like, the bus comes late, people just stand there in the rain for an extra 30 minutes and no one says a word, no one's concerned, no one's picking up their phone to look why the bus is late. They're just fine with it. But that makes sense, right? If you've been on a dictatorship and they told you what to think, what to believe, how to speak, what to name your children, that was one of the rules under the dictatorship. There was only like a selection of like 5 or maybe more than 5, but Catholic names that you can name your children. And now you go to like living life free and not being restricted, but do you really care about the small stuff? Do you really sweat the small stuff? No, they don't need to, because they have the most important thing back. Another thing I want to tell you is this street that the cafe is on is called Avenida de, I'm going to say it wrong, but I'm going to put it on the comment. I'm going to put it right here. And it basically means in English, the Avenue of Terrorist Victims. So, way back when, if you were the victim of terrorism and you lost your home or lost money or what have you, and you couldn't afford to live where you were living, I guess they put you here. I got to do some more research on that, and I'll put some more information on that here too. But thought that was so interesting that they chose to open up the cafe on this street, on this stretch of land, um, being that it's named what it's named. And the fact that they've kept the name past all these years, I thought was also very interesting. But there's a lot of apartments, like there's apartments above the cafe. They're actually building more apartments across the street here. So yeah, so much going on. But a lot of history. There's a lot of rich history here. And being that Spain is way older than the US, you can see it. It's like a part of the everyday culture. Is you can be walking down the street and be walking past some Roman ruins, and it's perfectly normal. So I'm gonna probably try to go to one of the Roman ruins and in a future episode give you some shots of that as well, because that is pretty enlightening. But yeah, so this is InterCombios. I'm gonna head on in and get me a coffee. Come along with me.
I don't like the morning before when I was near me too. Determination, is that the word you're looking for? Determination? Like determination. It means like the ability or